Hi everyone and welcome to the Simple Knit podcast. My name is Elina and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Simple Knit Co. Welcome to my channel where I do kind of a video style podcast all about the things that I've been making. It's kind of just like a Jillian from Good Witch Knits in her last episode described it as a show and tell podcast, and I think that that's kind of the best way to describe what we do is just a massive show and tell section to all the other yarn nerds on the internet. So welcome. It is so lovely to see you. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend with me chatting about knitting. And to all my lovely returning viewers, welcome back. It's so nice to see you again. And before we get on to the crafty content today, I noticed when I looked at my YouTube channel this morning that we have over 100 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy to me. And most of those people aren't my friends, so it's not just my initial few subscribers were just people I know in real life, but it means so much to me that 100 people, which is a lot of people, enjoy what I do enough to want me to pop up in their subscription box. And I know it's just like absolutely small potatoes compared to so many other people on YouTube, but I never thought that there would be this many of you, so thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me if you have subscribed to the channel. And because there's now like a reasonable number of people who watch this channel, I've started a Ravelry group for the podcast that currently has one member, just me. I'll link it in the description box below, and also if you just go into the groups tab on Ravelry and search for Simple Knit Podcast, you will find us there. And I'll start a thread, like just a little get to know you thread. So if you would like to get to know other podcast viewers better or get to know me better, feel free to go ahead over to Ravelry and join my Ravelry group. I'm terrible at keeping up with Ravelry groups. I'm a member of a bunch and I've never been very good at actively participating in internet forums, even way back in the early 2000s where you would have like forums for every band that you liked. Some of my friends were super into all of that and I tried, and I was just really bad at participating in forums. I think I find the way that they're like reverse chronology structured, I find it hurts my brain. But we'll see how we go. I'm sure when it's my Ravelry group, I'll be much better. So if you would like, please go ahead over to Ravelry and join the Ravelry group, and I'll have a little get to know you thread, so feel free to come and say hi. I would love to get to know more about you, and I'm sure you're all wonderful, interesting people. I mean, knitters are the best people in the world, so I'm sure all of you will be great, and it will be great to get to know you. And also, if you would like to have this podcast pop up in your subscription feed, feel free to subscribe on YouTube as well. So yes, that's my gushing over. Let's get on to some crafty content. I hope you've all got... I think it will be quite a quick episode today. I've just got a couple of works in progress to share with you, but I did want to check in because at the end of this week I'm going to be on holidays for a few weeks, so there probably won't be a podcast for about 3 or 4 weeks from now, which is very exciting. There's still so much to do before I go, so I haven't even really been able to think about... Once I'm on the plane, I'll think about being on holidays, but there's a lot to do between now and then. But I did want to get a podcast in before I went, just so that I could touch base with everyone and show you what I've been working on. So grab a drink, and the first thing I'll show you is what I'm wearing. Because I'm wearing, once again, you'd have seen this a couple of episodes ago, but it is my Floum cardigan, but it is blocked, which it was not the last time you saw it. I wore it anyway, but it was not blocked. I gave it a good old, actually quite a vigorous block when I blocked it, obviously, because I wanted to get a bit of extra length at the front, along this front edge, and in the sleeves as well, which I managed to achieve because blocking is magical. I'm the world's worst blocker. Half my stuff, I'll just wear it. I don't really, not that I don't care, that's not correct. I'm just very impatient and impulsive, and I just want to wear something as soon as I finish it. But with this Floum, I knew that I wanted it, how do I phrase this? the way that I wanted it to be, I needed to block it to get it there. Does that make sense? Anyway, so as you can see, I managed the sleeves. Let me just move this way so you can see. I stretched the sleeves out so they are all the way down to my wrist now, which is what I wanted. I did want a full kind of long sleeve cardigan, and you can see how much swing there actually is in these really deep raglans along the side, which is very nice and crazy. And the other thing I did was I managed to get the front a little bit longer. It's still quite short in the front, which is how the pattern is supposed to be. So I don't know why I was so surprised, but there you go. You can kind of see that it is actually like past my belly button. The back is still nice and long. It also means there's a bit less of a difference. When I blocked it, it was just this front part that I really pulled down. So there's not as much of a difference between the length of the front and the back, but it still has that high-low hem effect, but it's just a bit less because I think it was up about here before, which was cute, but not what I wanted. So yes, I was already super happy with it, but now that it's all blocked and finished, I'm even more happy with it. And it's so warm. It's the best cardigan. I did see also, I'm just going to name drop Jillian 1,000 times today, but she did just finish her flam as well. And yes, it looks amazing on her as well. I think it looks great on everybody. It's a popular pattern for a reason. Go make a flam, it's amazing. So yes, that is what I'm wearing today. And let's now move on. I don't have any finished objects to share with you, but let's move on to some works in progress. So start with the little one. This is, I showed this off last time, but I've made quite a bit of progress on my Gorfra sock by Claire Mountain of Sister Mountain. And I just really wanted to show off how amazing this yarn is. So the yarn is Retrosaria Mondeem. I'll put the colorways on the screen because they're numbers and I can't remember them, but I've used a navy blue, you can see in the stripes here on the bottom, a navy blue and this really fun speckled light pink. So it's light pink that's speckled with dark blue and darker pink. And I think it's just working up so beautifully. I've done the heel, so I'm onto the leg. This pattern is so addictive and it's just so fun. As I said last time, this is a free pattern. You just have to subscribe to Claire's newsletter to get a copy of it. And it's a super unintrusive newsletter and her blog is amazing. So why would you not want to have that a reminder in your emails? But it's an amazing sock pattern. It fits the foot so well. I have actually made some before. Bear with me 1 second and I will just grab one of my original Gorfra socks that is very loved and very kind of quite pilled. But yes, that's what it looks like when it's finished. I used, what yarn did I use? I think I used Peytonil by Peytons, which is just like an Australian commercial yarn, in this really lovely like chartreusey yellow and grey, which I love. These are probably my favorite hand knit socks. The fit is great. They're really cute. They're really cozy. Yeah, the fit is, I just love them. So I'm really excited to have a second pair because I do. These are probably my most worn and my most favorite hand knit socks. So that is my Gorfra socks that I've been quietly working on, and that'll be good to take on holidays with me. Excuse me, I think I'm going to sneeze. Bear with me 1 second. No, I don't need to sneeze. So the other project that I've been working on that I had just started last week is my Lumi Jumper, which is by Fiona Alice from issue 17 of Amirisu magazine. And I've actually made a lot of progress in the last 2 weeks. So last night I hung out with one of my friends and we had a bit of a TV and craft night, and I did the neck of this. So I have the entire body is done. I just have to do the sleeves, which may be kind of on hold until I get back from holidays because I don't really want to take bulky weight yarn away with me. But this is the Lumi Jumper by Fiona Alice. I am knitting the size medium. which has a little bit less ease than the pattern recommends, but that's kind of with the oversized big sleeve thing. I thought that would be the best for the way I wanted it to fit. And I'm knitting it out of Knit Picks Wonder Fluff, which is an alpaca merino nylon blend in the color Lynx Heather, which is this really pretty kind of cool mid-tone taupey brown grey. That's really lovely. So that I'm really white, but the jumper looks really good. Yeah, and I love it. So through the magic of editing, I'm just going to pop this half-finished object on so I can show you how it fits, because I think it looks really cool. So bear with me 1 second. So I'm back and I'm wearing my half-finished Lumi jumper, which is, I absolutely love it. I love the way it fits. I'm so excited that it's kind of come together so well. So it is, as you can see, it's got this kind of mock turtleneck, get my hair out of the way, effect that just sits really nicely. There's a little tubular, I've done a tubular bind off around the neck, which has worked really well. And yes, it then has this amazing kind of basket weavy cabling pattern that goes to, if you're making it with the recommended ease and also didn't have quite big boobs, it would probably come to about around the top of your waist, but it just stops kind of at the bottom of my boobs, and then it's just relaxed stockinette from there. And I love the way it fits. I love the way it's all sitting together. It's exactly what I envisioned, and I'm so happy that it's come together so well. I'll just stand up so you can see. It just kind of comes to my hips, so it's the perfect length to wear with whatever. I've got it with a skirt today. It'll be perfect over dresses, jeans, whatever. I'm really, really happy. So the yarn does have quite a significant halo to it, because it does have the high alpaca content, and I knew that, and I knew it wasn't really like the yarn that the sample is knit in, so mine was going to be quite different. And as I started doing the cables, because it is a pain in the butt doing lots of little cables with a very halo-y yarn, but it was fine. It still went quite quickly, so I mean, I'm not complaining. But as I was doing it, I was thinking maybe this was a mistake. I'm not sure. I don't know if I like it. But now that it's all come together and I've seen it and I've put it on, to me, it doesn't look like, when it's this close to me, it looks really halo-y. But even from a distance in real life, you can see the cables really well on camera. And even from a distance in real life, you can really see the cables. I think it's like a Monet that you need to be a little bit further away to get the full effect. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it's come together, and I think this yarn is so light. Even though it's a bulky weight yarn, it's so lightweight and has a beautiful drape to it, so I think it's going to just work together really well and make a garment that is exactly what I had in mind, which I'm super happy about. And it will probably be on hold for a little while. I don't particularly want to take bulky weight yarn on holidays with me, just because it's bulky. So I'll probably leave the sleeves until I get home, and hopefully they will go as quickly as the body did. I mean, I knit the entire body of this jumper in 2 weeks, so hopefully the sleeves will go nice and quickly too, even though they are quite big. So you can see the armhole comes down to about there, and the sleeves are the width of the armhole all the way down. But hopefully they will go super quickly as well, so I can still get a little bit of wear out of this jumper before the 6 months of summer that we have in Brisbane comes along. So yes, that is my Lumi jumper that I absolutely love. I'm making it on the recommended needle sizes. I've made absolutely no modifications, just exactly how the pattern is. I've knit one of Fiona's patterns before, the lady slipper top, and I really love her patterns, and I love her design and her aesthetic. It's absolutely beautiful. So yes, that is the Lumi jumper. Now I will use the magic of television to pop my flounce back on, and I'll be with you in a minute. Hello again. So those are the two main projects that I've been working on recently. I am going to be casting on something new to take on holidays with me, which I actually had a little bit of a freak out about this morning. So I will show you the project first, and then I will talk you through my little mental moment. So this is another Amirisu pattern. This is from issue 16, which was the spring, summer, whatever, something. It's the watercolors issue. I think it was the first big one. But this pattern is the Yuri top by Amy Miller. Once again, I'm sure you love this Elina flicking through a magazine content, but that is the top. So it's this really pretty kind of baby doll short sleeved top. And the sample is knit in Quince & Co. The wool, what yarn is it called? What's it called? Turn, the wool silk blend. I'm not knitting it in that. I will be knitting it in Fibersmith hand-dyed linen alpaca silk in this amazing naturally dyed colour that is just naturally dyed with eucalyptus and iron, which is this really cool, like, warm greeny grey. It's such a pretty colour. That's very, very accurate. So pretty. So I'll be making that top in this yarn, and I thought, for some reason, I thought I had read this pattern before. I was like, yes, it's like a bottom-up jumper top, and there's that really long body just of stockinette, perfect for traveling. It's a fingering weight project, so it'll be nice and light, even though it's a garment. So lots of stitches, but not a lot of stuff. And then this morning I got the magazine out and actually read the pattern, and it is top down. So my idea that I was just going to relaxedly cast on the bottom hem and have it ready to go when I leave this week was flawed, very flawed. So I had a little freak out this morning, as you do. I mean, when you have other things to worry about, it's best to condense all that anxiety into your fun hobby. But I think it will be fine. It's still top down with raglan shaping, and there was a little bit of, the thing that scared me was there was a little bit of at the same time, which I'm usually fine with. You just have to just take notes as you go. So hopefully, I'm probably going to try and cast that on this week before I go, and hopefully I'll be able to get most of that top and bottom part done in the 24 hours of airtime that I will have next weekend. So that will hopefully, I'll be able to get that done and not annoy my seatmate too much when I have paper sitting everywhere. But yes, I'm very excited. I've had this yarn for ages. I've wanted to make this pattern for ages. I think it will be such a pretty top, and hopefully I'll get most of it done while I'm away, because it'll be perfect weight for spring. And because it's this yarn is really good for like summer in air conditioning, because it's still really light and breezy, but that alpaca just gives you that little bit of warmth that you need when everyone insists on having the air conditioner on 21 degrees when it's 33 degrees outside. And I'm always cold, so it will be absolutely perfect when I get it done. I'm really excited. I love this yarn so much. I actually made my lady slipper top out of this yarn and my beeswax shawl out of this yarn in that yellowy haystack. I feel like it was haystack, that yellowy colorway. So I'm really excited to make this gorgeous top, and this color is so good. And I think actually this top will look really good underneath the flower. They're like light grey and dark grey. Would be super pretty. And then I'll also have my 2 ongoing sock projects with me as well, but I probably won't take them in my carry-on because I do not trust international airlines and metal needles. I mean, you can take little tiny stabby higher sharps on domestic flights and no one bats an eyelid, which I feel like they should, because they are weapons. Anyone who's driven a 2mm higher sharp through their finger will know they should definitely need a license to carry those. But I'll be doing this one on wooden needles, so it'll be easy peasy for the plane. So yes, that is all of the crafty content today. But before I go, I do have a couple of books to talk to you about because ones I just got and I'm really excited to read them. So one of them I've started, one of them I haven't. The one I have not started is this book I've wanted to get for ages. I picked it up, I went to the art gallery with my mum last weekend because there's a huge Margaret Olley exhibition at the Queensland Gallery of Modern Art. Margaret Olley is a super famous Australian artist who she did like really beautiful, vibrant still lifes and portraits. Her paintings are really, really stunning, and she was also just a really fun and interesting person. So they've got a huge retrospective of her work on at the gallery at the moment, and it's free, which is amazing because I think because she's a local artist, the gallery already owned most of her artwork, so they've been able to put it on for free for everybody, which is amazing. So if you are in the Brisbane area sometime, I think it's on until October, I highly, highly recommend going and looking at some beautiful Margaret Olley paintings. But when I was at the art gallery in the shop, I saw they had this very good book. I hope the writing's the right way around for you. I think the video does flip itself. So it is Mary Beard's Women and Power, which is a little manifesto that Mary Beard has written. She's a super famous historian. She's done some really cool documentaries and stuff, and is just a really cool person. And this is a book kind of about the history of women and power, which I'm very excited to read. And she has done an updated introduction because she wrote this a couple of years ago, and then she has done a new little introduction kind of about the Me Too movement and how that plays into what she's written about in this book. So it's a little kind of one afternoon read, which I'm very excited to read soon. And the other book I have is kind of the exact opposite. It is huge and it is crazy. So this is Chaos who's by Tom O'Neill, who's an American journalist. And this is a book all about Charles Manson, which we're kind of in pop culture, a bit of a Manson overload at the moment. It's 50 years since the whole disaster took place, and so there's a whole lot of stuff coming out at the moment. But this sounded really interesting. The journalist who wrote it has been working on it for about 20 years, and he basically just started researching Charles Manson for a magazine assignment for an article, and then has spent 20 years obsessively researching it because apparently there's all this stuff we don't know. I love a good conspiracy theory. Oh my goodness, apparently the government, the CIA, all of that stuff comes into this. And the judge the prosecutor who was trying the case, the witness statements don't line up. Oh, I love this crap. I don't even care if it's true. I just love a good conspiracy theory, love a good bit of MK Ultra, all of that nonsense. So this is huge. I've read about 100 pages of it so far, and it's really good because it's written by a journalist. It's quite a quick read, not size-wise, but you don't have to think too much as you read it. The information's kind of given in quite an easily digestible way. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this. If you also enjoy a bit of pop culture, I don't really give that much of a crap about Charles Manson. He was obviously a terrible person, but I'm not kind of one of those people who are obsessed with Charles Manson. But I love a bit of true crime. I love a good government conspiracy. And yeah, that I'm more interested in that side of it than the actual Manson side of it, because he was disgusting. And you know, the 60s free love movement was pretty terrible for women, and for people of colour as well. As with most things, it was great if you were a white dude, but not really great for anyone else. But hopefully this will continue to just like whet my appetite for a good bit of police and government conspiracy theory reading. So that's about all I have to talk to you about today. Please let me know in the comments what you're working on, what you're reading. Are you listening to any cool podcasts? Please let me know. And if you are on Ravelry, please come and join the Ravelry group so I'm not just talking to myself, which is what I do here anyway, so it wouldn't really be too much different. I feel like I've talked a lot more than I thought I would today, but it's always a pleasure to sit down and be able to share my hobby with other people who are as obsessed with it as I am. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe to this video channel if you would like. Say hi in the comments below, and I will talk to you again probably in about 3 or 4 weeks. So take care. Wonderful to see you. I hope you have a great weekend and a wonderful week ahead. Bye.